It's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas Pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas Pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs. And everybody, welcome to the Arkansas the Arkansas Pregame show, last one of the season. Good afternoon, Razorback Nation. It is Saturday, November 24th, 2024. And I also want to thank Marshall. Man, it's been a great season so far.
It's been good, man. It's been great being here.
Got all sorts of food, talking football.
Good food.
Good food too. It's been fun. I have thoroughly enjoyed your company this season.
Well, thank you. I mean, I got a lot of people who won't say that.
Oh, gee.
No, I'm just kidding, man.
Oh my gosh. I'll also say a huge thank you to Jonathan here at Torchys Tacos in Fayetteville and his staff for all their great hospitality that they show us each and every week we are here. Also, you can click on the like and subscribe button on the right-hand corner of the screen to check out the Hogville YouTube channel anytime we go live, get those notifications, and also watch any of the past shows with Otis, Dudley, Kevin, and Marshall. Be sure to stop by either of the 2 Torchys locations here in Fayetteville and in Rogers. And those happen to be the 2 only stores in the great state of Arkansas. So be sure to stop by either one of these locations when you're in town for any of the games this winter and also coming up this spring. I want to try their house-made queso that's made fresh daily. Here is the taco of the month right there. That's the Gambler Quesadilla. You can get it with or without that Diablo sauce. And as y'all have watched us, you kind of know that might get to us, but it might not get to you, though.
Yeah, some people like that hot stuff.
That is the truth. That is the truth, man.
I was one of those people once. Anyway,
I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. It just kind of burns too much for me. But anyway, I have tried it without that. It is great, and you guys got to try that too as well. And also, really quick here, you can pair those with any of the great tacos that they have or burritos on their menu with their queso that will open your taste buds to a whole new world. I want to thank Carbless Cocktails and their great support. They do have 9 different flavors that you can try at any time here at Torchys or at any of your grocery stores that are near you. You can try the black raspberry, pineapple, cranberry, lemon lime, and the lemon. Also, don't forget about the passion fruit, black cherry, and peach that are all vodka cocktails. And then you also have the tequila margarita cocktail, which I have heard is pretty stinking good.
I think you sent that one home with Carrie last
I did.
time. You know where that is right now? Unopened. It's still sitting on my counter. She hadn't even opened it yet.
She got to.
Yeah.
You got to have that taste test.
She's just taking stuff, and I'd have probably had a drink before we got to the car. But, some people are more patient.
Also, they are 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and only 100 calories. So make sure to stop by. You can get those here at Torchys or any of your grocers in your local area. So if you are heading to Reynolds Razorback Stadium today for the La Tech game, stop here by Torchys, grab some tacos, head to the game, or afterwards. Marshall, I'm going to tell you what, after the game, this place has got a line out the door whenever I come by here after it's all said and done.
Oh, of course. Actually, speaking of that, how did it look after the Texas game when you came back?
Line out the door, patio was full,
Yeah.
restaurant was full.
Yeah. familiar to them Texas fans.
They are,
Yeah.
and that was one of the things that they were looking at too. Is they said, Torchys Tacos in Austin was a staple, and they felt like they actually might have more Texas fans than Razorback fans here last weekend, and they did.
Yeah.
All right, so if you mention Hogville, Marshall, at the register when anybody comes into Torchys, you'll get a 15% discount at the register. So be sure to mention Hogville whenever you guys come in to any of the two locations. JFB, I want to congratulate him. He's the winner of the $25 Torchys gift card last week against Texas. So him and then One High Hog, we're going to get those sent out to you guys here pretty soon. Once I get those cards, I'll get that taken care of. And make sure to scan on those QR codes here on the these backgrounds here. And also you can look those up at any time. Make sure to stop by either of these two locations websites for all of the great merchandise as well. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, throw those up here. We're going to get the scroll going here. Got some stuff to talk about today too. Some good stuff and some maybe interesting stuff. I'm kind of leaning on that a little bit. That's a little bit foreshadowing. So comments, questions, concerns, good, bad, or ugly, and also throw those score predictions up for the $25 gift certificate closest that gets this to the final score, and we'll get you guys hooked up today. So Arkansas, Louisiana Tech. We're gonna just rinse out that Texas loss. It was I don't want to say it like this, but it was not a bad loss. Arkansas didn't get their ass kicked. They were respected on the field as far as their play goes. They were in it late in the fourth quarter. And that, honestly, as a fan, that's all you could ask for.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing you were, man. That game I thought could have went either way. It could have went really, really bad for us. It could have been a close game that we would have that we are okay with.
Yeah.
Or it could have been an upset. But I'll take that one over a lot that could have happened.
It could have been 53-10.
Yeah.
It could have easily been 53-10.
Yes, it could have.
I know that the defense on the first quarter, the defense was feeding off of the fans' electricity inside the stadium. You could see that on the field,
right?
With how they were getting to Quinn Ewers with a 3-man rush. With that Texas offensive line that everybody keeps talking about, Arkansas sent 3 guys and was getting pressure on him consistently through the first and second quarter, and also in the fourth.
Wow, that doesn't bode well for Texas with games coming up. If you're letting the rush get to you with 3 men, it's not going to be a good tournament time.
No. Well, yeah, you have the CFP that's coming up here in the next couple of weeks. That's finally going to get sorted out after next week. So I'm trying to get myself in here in the camera too a little bit. Make sure that we got both our good-looking faces.
There you go.
And I feel like, and I know we're kind of having a little bit of run on Texas here at the first of the show, but they are kind of looking like a house of cards coming into the postseason.
Let me ask you this, because I haven't been keeping up with them right now. One of my buddies that lives in Oklahoma City, went to high school with me. He sent me a post that Arch is going to be starting. I'm like, where did you see that?
For what? I don't.
I called him crazy. I don't know where he's seen that. But we'll see. I don't think it's true. But he's a big Arch fan. He truly believes that Texas cannot win the national championship with Quinn.
Really? Well,
yeah. I told him, I said, hey, I like Arch. I like his family. I think he's a damn good quarterback, but I don't think he's there yet.
No.
I think they have more upside with Quinn right now.
Yeah. I completely agree with you on that. I do have to say, though, that last week, Quinn Ewers only threw for 176 yards. It was 2 touchdowns, but 176 yards, and those 2 touchdowns really were broken broken coverage in the backside.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that him completing those 2 passes was because of him himself. It was because of the Razorback defense that allowed that. So
Right.
that alone says that I don't know if that offense is quite up to par with what some folks think that they are, unless they're led by the running attack.
Right. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he is a damn good quarterback, but he's only as good as their running game.
Yeah.
Meaning, if their running game's clicking very well, he's very good.
What I took from last week's loss was that you've got a team that is close, talent-wise. They matched up well against Texas talent-wise. Texas was 3rd in the country. That told me that this team, even though they lost, they played pretty decent at home, albeit they were, injuries, people coming back from injuries. It's hard to come back from an injury from what I have been able to tell, because you're trying to get back into game speed after being off for a couple of weeks.
Right.
Knocking a little bit of rust off, not a lot, but a little bit. Now that's setting up Arkansas well against Louisiana Tech today, right? A little bit of, there we go. That should do a lot better for you.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, there you
Much
go.
better. Oh,
Man, you smooth, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what. You don't give yourself enough credit sometimes.
yeah. Okay. That's all Kerry needs to hear.
I think that sets up Arkansas well today. They're a 22-point favorite against Louisiana Tech. Nothing on their stats jump out at you and say, "Hey, they're going to be here's problems that Arkansas has here." Doesn't see that. I don't see that. Next week, maybe a little bit so much with Missouri, but I still think that there is momentum that Arkansas has that's going into these last 2 games that could allow Arkansas to finish the season 7-5.
I think they will. I think they'll beat Missouri. I've been saying that all year. I think they will beat Missouri.
They got to take care of business first today, my friend.
I agree. I mean, that's a bad thing. We tend to do that all the time. Look over a team that's not very good.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Sam talked about it this week, saying, Louisiana Tech runs the ball well. They are an improved team from where they were at the first of the season. But it's the outcomes that they've had the last couple of weeks, where you see them starting to kind of build a little bit of momentum, but you don't want to let this team in the 4th quarter.
No,
Arkansas.
This game better be over before the fourth quarter starts. I mean, if I'm on the Arkansas Razorback team as a player or as a coach, with the record that they have right now, I'm not going into this game thinking nothing but we still have a lot to prove. We haven't done much of anything this year. We've done better than what they predicted us to do.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near what we wanted to do. So to go into this game thinking anything but, you know what, we still have a lot to prove. And today is going to be part of it.
Really quick, too, I want to throw this out there because we're going to go to break here in probably about 10, 15 minutes. After the break, and I want to bring this up, too, before then as well, I want to talk about Senior Day. Today is Senior Day.
Okay.
You've went through Senior Day before.
I don't recall any of that. I mean, we probably did, but, that was back when we had leather helmets, man. I don't know if they had that back then. I'm dead serious. I don't.
Leather helmets?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You act like you're 90 years old over here.
I'm close. And if Limbo was still on here this week, he'd agree with me. No, man. I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't remember Senior Day. I really don't. I'm assuming we had it. And if Greg or Limbo is listening, Give me a clue. Let me know when was that? What game was that? Because I have forgotten a lot. They hit me in the head a lot.
I think he can't be playing with those concussions, man.
I can honestly say I've never recorded a concussion.
Yikes.
I mean, that's not saying that all them blows to the head is not.
Y'all played on AstroTurf.
Oh, I
How
loved
could
it.
you not?
I loved it. Hey, I knew when I put my foot in the ground, I knew it was going to be there.
I was going to say, yeah, you could probably cut like no other on that stuff.
I love AstroTurf.
It's fun to slide on, too, when it's wet.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. When it's wet, it's horrible. It's horrible. Hey, but I'm going to tell you this. I'd go into those games with no skin showing. You want to cover up every inch of your skin, because if you don't and you hit that turf, it's going to peel it off like asphalt.
That's gonna hurt, too.
Oh, yeah. That's miserable, man. Going back, trying to take a shower after that. Oh, that's horrible.
Oh.
Hey. And
sunburn.
And you think the shower will be the bad part.
Uh-huh.
No, the bad part is waking up the next morning stuck to the sheets.
Oh.
That's the bad part. Pulling them sheets off of you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we got a limbo sighting, y'all.
Okay.
Yes, we had senior day, and it was against Rice. We can run through, and we ran through the A.
Okay. See, I don't even remember that, man.
They introduced each senior at a time at Razorback Stadium.
I don't recall that, Limbo. I'm calling BS on that.
Man, well, we may have to get him, him, Greg, maybe a couple others on here another time. We can hash some of that stuff out.
Yeah,
I think that'd be fun.
Senior day. No, I'm pretty sure we had it. I don't recall
it. You must have been drunk.
I didn't drink until I was 27. So.
Oh well.
I wasn't that guy. I think the whole time in college, I drank one time. That was at some Halloween party I went to a whole bunch of those guys with.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sounds like we got some stories to tell later on too.
Good Lord. I thought the pumpkin was smiling at me.
Might have winked too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So let's kind of refocus here a little bit on this Louisiana Tech game here for just a few moments. So one of the things that I was looking at, Marshall, was statistics from the quarterback's perspective. So you've got Evan Bullock. He's a starting quarterback. He's been their dude for quite a while, for all season. He's completing 68% of his passes, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So he is limiting mistakes on that end.
Right.
But when Arkansas wins the turnover battle, they win the game. That's happened 5 times this year. They lose the turnover battle, they lose the game. They've lost 5 games this year. So as the turnover battle goes, Arkansas goes.
And from looking at the numbers, we should win that battle today.
You would think.
You would think. I'm thinking.
Taylor Green's got to have a hell of a game today.
For more than just to win the game.
Yes.
He needs a hell of a game for a lot more reasons than just winning the game.
He does. He needs it for his confidence.
Yes.
You saw that first quarter. And I want to talk about that too for a second, because when he has that deer in the headlights look, I didn't see that look until, since LSU and before that A&M. When he goes up against a really good defense that not what you see on film, but what you hear through social media,
right?
What you hear on ESPN, what you hear on local TV stations, how good that defense is. I tend to think that, one, it gets up here between the ears a little bit.
There's a lot of players like that. I mean, I compare that to, because a lot of us go into games and you have some of those players that's over there and they're making a lot of noise and they're banging their head against stuff and they're talking a lot of trash and for me, when I see people doing that on the other side of the field, all that does is just get me more and more focused.
Yeah.
Even though I'm just sitting over there quiet, half asleep. And I think Limbo and Greg was the same way. I don't think any of us was that loud guy
Rah-rah
before the
type.
game, rah, and trying to get myself pumped up. It was already there. Now, if you really want to get me focused, be on the other sideline doing that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna knock your block off.
Yeah,
now.
but I mean, and those guys do that. I mean, I started off saying this. Those guys do that because they know to some people, like Mr. Green, it works.
Yeah,
It gets in their head.
it does.
Yeah.
And I've noticed too that whenever he gets into those situations where he does not know exactly where to throw the ball, instead of getting rid of it and throwing it out of bounds, he's taking the sacks. That put Arkansas out of field goal range once, maybe twice last game. It has
Right.
happened this season,
Oh yeah.
and he has to. And that's some of the next steps of his maturation as a quarterback in the SEC is being able to keep the line of scrimmage whenever a play goes busted or goes bad. Because if they don't, you cannot afford to. This team cannot play behind the sticks. We've talked
Right.
about this. I've wrote about this. If they can stay ahead of the sticks or stay at the sticks, then they give themselves a chance. But they cannot consistently keep taking sacks and expect to win because they're just not up to that level yet.
No, they're nowhere near there. But I'm gonna tell you what Bobby needs. This is what Bobby needs, and I know, and we both know that Bobby can see that same look that we see too.
Oh yeah,
But he's got so much stuff going on that he really can't deal with it until the kid gets to the sideline, and that's not much time either because you're dealing with, okay, let's talk about what they've done and all this.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what Bobby needs. Bobby needs, you know how in NFL and even in college, you see that guy walking behind the head coach holding the cord, keep the coach off the field. Just
yeah.
Bobby needs someone walking behind him everywhere he goes that's looking at Green. And when Green get that look in his eyes, he's saying, hey, okay, he's got that look, coach.
Yeah.
Now Bobby can say, okay, I can't call this. I can't call that.
Oh yeah.
This is what I need to call until we get him out of that.
Listen, you make a great point with that because whenever Bobby's on the sidelines, he's running that offense. Sam is making executive decisions, but he's more or less making sure that everything on the field is the referees are doing what they need to be doing on
Right.
the field for him to have the best chance. He's kind of micromanaging them in a way, and he's letting T. Will and he's also letting Bobby do their thing on offense and defense. He does have a hand in it. He is in everybody's ear, but he's not the one that's with his hand in the pot stirring it, trying to find out ways that they could be successful. He's letting Bobby do that.
So you're saying he's not micromanaging?
No, that's one of the differences I think this year than there was last year, where he felt like he had to in ways. But this year he knew that he could be completely hands off.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, you got a guy in Bobby that, yeah, just let him go. I mean, let him do what he do.
Yeah.
He's successful for a reason. And Jay Will on the other side, if I'm the head coach, I'm gonna let him go, but I'm still gonna keep an eye because he's not there yet.
I will say though, they confused the hell out of Quinn Ewers last week with that 3-high safety look.
Hey, that's big. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, any confuse them. Don't let them think they know what you're getting ready to do. You have to confuse them. If they're not thinking, they got you beat. I mean, if they don't have to think about it, they got you beat. They know what you're gonna do. You've already shown a pattern, and you sticking with that pattern. Nah, that's not good.
See,
I don't even play defense. I didn't even play defense in college. And when we were on the sideline, when our offense was on the sideline, getting ready when we're playing Texas A&M, I'm watching the game and I'm trying to figure out what the coach is going to call on the other sideline just to see what he's going to run, see if I'm going to call the right thing.
Yeah.
When I tell you Jackie Sherrill, I could not get a beat on that guy. I mean, every time we played him, that guy have you so off balance. I'm like, good Lord,
this is great.
I can't predict anything this guy's going to do.
He was great at Mississippi State too.
Oh yeah, you gotta keep him off balance.
Yeah, and that was what he was good at too. Honestly, speaking of off balance a little bit, Talon. I'm not trying to like out the kid or not, because I don't want to talk bad about players.
No, I'm with you on that.
Off balance, I think, is him stepping into the SEC this year. Me and Mr. Parks were talking about this actually yesterday, and you have a kid that goes from like Jaden Daniels a couple years ago, goes from Arizona State to LSU. Those are apples to apples. You have a kid go from Boise State that's playing Memphis, Tulane, Charlotte, North Texas. That's going from oranges to apples. At this point, this is the time where he should start to be able to have a feel for the offense. He can run it to the speed that SEC play is ran at. And now you can start to see Taylor Green. I think that next week, I think that will happen. But up to this point, it's taken him time to get the timing down, his routes, his rhythm, when he should escape, when he should eat the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I think Limbo and I were talking about this. At this point, this is where he's actually starting to get to speed.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. I mean, and if anybody knows this kid and going to be talking to him, you can tell him this right now that, hey, don't feel like the Lone Ranger, because the coaches are the same way. When they move to the SEC from any other conference, it takes them a while for them to get their bearings and catch up with the speed of the game. Hey, you're human. You're doing just what everybody else do. And I will say this about Mr. Green. I see more talent in that kid than any quarterback playing in college football right now.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. He has more talent, physical talent, than any quarterback playing in college football right now. It's just he needs to get the mental part of it down.
Yeah. And that, again, you cannot – so SEC play is so unique, you cannot replicate it in any other way other than playing the game itself against another team in the SEC. So that right there, you can sit there and game plan. You can sit there and run scout team. You can sit there and run ones-on-ones, goods-on-goods. It's not going to replicate what you're going to see, because your mindset in practice is so much different than your mindset in the game. Now, I do know, and I feel like the way you practice translates to the game itself, but the mindset and the speed is so much different, because you're trying to think of so many things all the time that everything else either gets pushed or you're like, oh crap, I forgot this. And then you start to reach back, and that's when you start to get slower.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's more of react and read, react and read and react. That's where I think he's at now. Again, it's going to be next year that you're going to see the Taylor Green that we thought we were going to have this year. But if he stays, everything is simpatico, and they bring back the core group that they need for next year.
And you said if.
NIL, man.
You think there's a possibility we might lose him?
It's a wild, wild west.
It is. I mean, I'm just giving you a hard time. It definitely is.
It's wild, wild west.
Yeah, no, don't leave. You got a great offensive coordinator. You need to be under him.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was you, I'd probably be going to his house in the off season 3 or 4 times a week, bugging him to the point where he said, "Hey, man, kid, go home." You want to start to think exactly like he thinks.
Exactly. Couple of comments over here too. Limbo says that he's got the game on VHS.
Does he have the whole senior day thing, all that on VHS too?
I don't know. Have to find out and see if he does. And here's the thing, I got a VHS player.
I got one too. I mean, it's in the attic, but I got one.
Does it work?
I don't know. It's been there for a while.
I know mine works. So we might have to
have a party.
We might have a little party.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Leslie Byram. I wonder if what color uniforms the Razorbacks are going to be wearing today, if it's going to be all red or if it's going to be the black uniforms. I have not seen that yet. I think it's on social media. I haven't seen it. And Leslie also says, I hope it's traditional uniforms. I hate those gimmicky ones.
Oh, man. It's a good game to come out all black.
Okay, I think it would be great if it was black and not anthracite.
Okay.
If it was like the color of my shirt,
yeah,
I think that would be great. Oh, Limbo says yes. The entire intro.
Okay. Ask Limbo. Could you see my eyes? I mean, was I lost or something? I probably had so much on my mind. Must have been something going on. My girlfriend must have broke up with me that weekend or something, because I don't remember nothing about that week.
And Whoopig,
And
0.
yes, I had a girlfriend. At least one.
You so smooth.
Yeah.
See that? All right, y'all. We're going to take a quick break here at Torchys Tacos here in Fayetteville with the Arkansas pregame show. On the other side, we're going to talk a little bit more about Senior Day, even though Marshall can't remember some of it, but we'll still talk about it and a little bit else, and then we'll go into the SEC today. Georgia looks like they're having a little bit of trouble with UMass. I think they've kind of righted that ship, and Florida is really giving Ole Miss some fits too. We'll have to go over that here in just a little bit. So
yeah, I'm liking that Florida thing.
There's a lot of people liking that Florida thing.
I mean, Florida's, in my opinion, is horrible this year, but
they were ready to kick Billy Napier's ass right out of there.
I'd like to see him win this one.
All right, y'all. We'll be back in just a second on the other side. Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us again. We are here live at Torchys Tacos in Fayetteville. Also, make sure to mention Hogville at the register for a 15% discount on your food. Now, that does not include, Marshall, the Queso Gold Card.
What's the Queso Gold Card?
All right, I was hoping you'd ask that. Queso Gold Card is a $250 card that you can buy at the register. That allows you to buy chips and queso at any of the locations in the U.S., one a day for an entire year.
One a day for an entire year.
Yes. They've had somebody that tried it, wasn't able to. And that the math on that is if you were to get queso twice a week for a full year, you make your money back. Twice a week.
You make them?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm telling you.
Christmas is coming up.
It is. I do. Yeah, we're you go on the social media page also, you'll find the new Christmas.
So but you did say that 15% you don't get to use it on that.
No, you don't get to use it on that.
I might want that $37.50.
I know.
I mean,
I'm gonna bring that up here in just a minute too, and we'll get that up here. But again, also want to thank Carbless Cocktails for all of their great work. This is a little thing I got to put together yesterday. I'm gonna throw that up here just for everybody to kind of look at too as well. There's our Christmas promo. So make sure to stop by any of the Torchys Tacos here in Fayetteville or Rogers to capitalize on that 15% off discount, or pick up the Queso Gold Card. If you spend $100 in Torchys gift cards, you get a free $25 Torchys gift card on top. Or if you spend $25, you'll get a $5 Torchys gift card on top of that. So just another thing to make the season just a little bit brighter for everybody around. So
there you go.
And Carbless Cocktails, make sure to pick up any of those. They are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 calories. I can't talk right now.
Do they come with the koozie?
I'm sure if you ask, they might have some in the back. It's 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 100 calories. That's what I was trying to get out. So, Limbo says that he's got the VHS. He's going to be up December 7th. He's going to be bringing it.
Doesn't bring it up. Bring it on. I mean,
may have to stop by Luther's house or something.
Well, yeah, Luther probably got a VHS player too. I tell you what Christmas present we need to get Limbo. What's that they advertise on the radio all the time, getting your VHS tape switched over to digital. What's the can't remember what the heck it's called, but yeah, we need to get Limbo that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Get it all switched over, Limbo.
Yeah, we got to digitize you, Limbo. We're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah. That way, once he get all that done, I mean, I don't have to do it.
He's got a hell of a lot of time on his hands now, being retired from football now.
There you go.
Retired football coach now. I mean, I'm telling you, he's got a lot. He doesn't have any spring training going on. Spring football, summer football.
He could be down here every weekend.
I think that's a challenge, Limbo. You might have to check it. You might have to hit Marshall up on that one. Oh man. So let's talk about senior day for a few minutes, though. Even though you have said you don't remember it, for some of these guys, it's different because one, you have a mix of guys who have been here for 4, 5, 6 years that have used their COVID year or used their medical hardship, your red shirt, all that stuff. You got guys that have only been here for a year.
Yeah.
You can't really replicate what it means to with a guy that's been here for 6 years versus a year. Now, they may have the same love for the team,
right?
But for the school and the state, it might be a little different just because they haven't spent so much time and invested. How hard is it for a guy that's out of town, that's not from here, but spends some of the most indelible years of his life here to make that type of a mark on him? Those guys happen to stay around.
I don't know, but I will say this: those guys that's been here like you're talking about, 4, 5, 6 years, compared to those guys that just got here, that used the transfer portal and just got here, and they only get to play here 1 year because they are a senior. When it's all said and done, when 30 years from now, when we go back and visit our schools,
yeah,
most of those guys are going to go back to that school that they were at 4 years. And those guys that just transferred in are probably going to go back to some other school and not here because they have more friends at the other place.
Yeah.
It feels more like home. It feels more like...
Well, I mean, look at Quentin Jackson, for instance. He was at Utah for 4 years, and then he comes here. Now, there have been, and you've seen this also maybe with the basketball team, where they transferred in from another school or they were here for only a one and done. Those guys tend to come back. You've seen Anthony Black. You've seen
right.
Yeah,
but
Anthony
Black was a freshman. I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a one and done.
Yeah, so he had no other school to compare it to.
Jalen Tate, he came back. Okay. He was at I think it was Western Carolina. I'll have to look at that. Stanley Amude, when he was at North Dakota, he came back here. He didn't go back to North Dakota. He was coming back here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to admit something here.
What's that?
I've never had their burrito, but I'm looking at these people today. It's a big ass burrito.
It is.
Good Lord.
It pretty close to what there's another burrito called the Moab, another establishment here in Fayetteville. But I had the burrito here on Thursday night. It's legit.
That thing is huge.
Oh yeah. Like, you better bring your appetite if you're gonna tear that thing.
Oh no, that's lunch and dinner for me. I can't sit down and eat that in one meal.
Man, that might tear you up from the floor up.
Oh, or is it spices?
No. I'm saying if you try to take it down at once.
Oh no, I wouldn't even try that. I wouldn't even try it. I know my limitations.
Oh yeah, well, I want to go over here in just a minute the SEC today, because there has been some interesting developments. We're just gonna jump right into it today. So let me refresh this page here real quick. Get some live score updates here as well. All right. Well, looky there. I told you it was interesting. Florida and Ole Miss, they are tied at 17 in the third quarter. This is not where Ole Miss wants to be, is letting Florida in the fourth quarter.
No. I want to know what the heck the defense is doing to slow Kiffin's offense down like that.
They found something.
They found something.
I think it also has to do with matchups.
I mean, yeah.
Because at the same time, I mean, you got schemes, but Jimmy's and Joe's, now everybody in the SEC's got them. So now you're looking at scheme-wise, like with Arkansas bringing out 3 high safety with Larry Worth. Did a great job last week against Quinn Ewers, limiting that that offense to 20 points. That's what Florida's now doing to the Ole Miss offense. I wonder if they saw some things that Georgia was doing a couple of weeks ago. Now, I understand that Georgia game, the Georgia Ole Miss game, was probably closer than what it should have been, and it felt like, but limiting Ole Miss to 25 points at home, even though Ole Miss won, I think that there were some things that Florida was able to do to replicate that, and Billy Napier looks like a little bit of success.
Hey, keep it going, man. Keep it going. Pull it off. Get that upset.
Oh, man, that would spin everything out of control. You're looking at possibly letting Tennessee back into the back door of the CFP. If that happens, that would be disastrous for the SEC. Now you're looking at possibly 4 teams instead of a solid 4 teams, maybe 5.
Yeah.
That would be disastrous. Florida, Florida, Ole Miss tied 17-17, 28 seconds left in the third quarter. You've got Georgia. They were down 7-0 to UMass in the first quarter. They kind of righted that ship. They're up 31-14, 13:03 left in the third quarter. Carson Beck having a pretty damn good day. 13 of 19, 233 yards and 4 touchdowns so far.
Is he he's not still in the game, is he?
I'm going to say probably so, because UMass just put up another touchdown.
It's 20. It's getting ready to be 21-31.
It's about to be a 10-point game, and Carson Beck is going nowhere.
Yeah, he's going to be in the game.
I think he's going to be stuck there through the fourth quarter.
And he wants to be. He wanting to stack his numbers right now, because it's already been a disappointing season for him.
I'm going to ask you this real quick, and I know that we're kind of going over this whole SEC schedule. You've been around some great players in your time.
I have.
Have you been around a great player that did not have the season that they thought? And what was their mentality through that season if you were around them?
Let's see. Let me think about which one of the players this would be. I can't name anybody, man. Honestly, I mean, I can't.
Because you got a first-team quarterback preseason, first team All SEC.
Right.
He came into the game with 19, if I'm not mistaken, 19 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He tacked on 4 more, but still, the 12 interceptions means that either one of 2 things is happening. He's not reading the defensive secondary, kind of like what Taylor Green's having problems with, which I think he'll get that worked out in the offseason next year. But either he's not seeing the secondary like he thinks he is or was last year, or they're mixing some things up where they saw what he doesn't do well and they're forcing him to do that now.
Every smart coach does that. I mean, every smart coach is going to watch that game that the team held you pretty dadgum good, and they're gonna use it. I mean, they're gonna use it to see if you figured out how to fix it. And if you didn't figure out how to fix it, it's a win for them. I mean, may not be a win in that game, but it's a win because you slow down what they really like to do. I mean, like, I don't know who said it a long time ago. I mean, it's a copycat league. I mean,
It is.
Hey, if you're smart, that's why you watch film, to copy what someone else did that had success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So again, we've got 12:53 in the third quarter, and Georgia's up by 10 on UMass, 31-21. At halftime, you've got Tennessee. They are rolling UTEP, and I mean rolling them 28-0. Dylan Sampson leads the league in every rushing category. He is the sole reason why Tennessee even has a chance to maybe get into the CFP.
Is he the kid they're talking about for the Heisman?
Yes.
Is he? Okay.
He's a running back. He leads the SEC in carries, rushing yards, and also rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
The other running back is Ashton Genty from Boise State.
Right.
Now, that kid has a legit shot at the Heisman this year.
Oh, that's okay. That's the one. That's the one I think that I heard them talking about. That they showed. Someone was put up. What's the kid? Hunter's numbers, his stats, and this kid's stats you're talking about for Boise State.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there's another quarterback in there also.
Yeah, I think Genty's got over 2,100 yards. I do not think that he'll get to Barry Sanders' record back from '88. He had a little over 2,600 yards in 11 games, not 12, but 11.
11 games.
11 games.
Yeah.
Honestly, Dylan Sampson is the sole reason why they are where they are right now. So, because Nico Imaleva, he is 13 of 1,860 yards and 3 touchdowns. But it's UTEP. Heupel, it looks like they're going to roll. You've got Kentucky rolling into Austin this afternoon, 2:30 on ABC. Texas is an 18.5-point favorite. Ewers did not have the week that a lot thought he have had against that Arkansas defensive secondary because they seem to be a little porous, but Arkansas came out again, like I said earlier, in the 3 high safety. It really confused him. I think Mark Stoops saw that and saw a possible pathway to victory. I think that Texas is going to see 3 high safeties for the rest of the season.
I think if they see 3 high safeties, they're going to have to learn to do what Kansas City started doing, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Underneath stuff. You're going to underneath stuff.
Dink and dunk.
Dunk all the way down the field. Dink, dunk. Hey, they're going to find out if they have the patience to do it.
Yeah.
If that's what they're going to have to do.
They are.
I mean, why would you even want to try to put the ball up in the air if they got 3 safeties?
I don't know, man. You would wonder why they would try to blow the top off because, I mean, Isaiah Bond's fast. Don't get me wrong. But when you're thrown in double coverage, you're really taking a chance every time.
Yeah.
So South Carolina hosts Wofford. The Wofford Terriers come into town 3 p.m. on ESPN+. South Carolina is a 42.5-point favorite. That money line has moved a half a point in South Carolina's favor or against South Carolina. I think it's going to be a short day. You think you're going to see Rocket and Lenoris play maybe a half? That might be it because this is going to be I think this is an open shut case.
Yeah, that game should be over early.
You know what I won't do this week? I'm not going to pick Mercer over Alabama. That text message group that we had, I was eating crow, man. I was ready for it too.
I mean, I don't think you picked them to beat them. I think you picked them to.
I picked them to win.
Did you? I thought you just picked them to be. It'd be a really close game.
I did say it was going to be a close game. Yeah. I thought it'd be like a South Florida game from last year, but I did get that Florida game right though.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I nailed that sucker on the head.
Yeah.
Mississippi State hosts Missouri this afternoon at 3:15 on the SEC Network. You've got Missouri limping in. Brady Cook played last week. He'll play again this week. Again, he's still nursing that injury that he got during the Alabama game a couple of weeks ago. I don't think that you're going to see backup quarterback for Missouri unless I don't think we have a Pine sighting unless actually something happens to Brady. But I think that this is actually going to be a high-scoring game. Both defenses are crap this year. And I said that I have Missouri winning 34-27 because that Mississippi State offense can go.
Okay. I mean, hell, I hope they get it out their system before next week.
I hope that Missouri barely wins and they limp into that Arkansas game and then Arkansas smashes them.
Hey.
An Eli Drinkowitz loss is a great day in my book.
I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, right. So we got Alabama traveling to Norman. First time since 2003 that Alabama's played at Oklahoma. 6:30 on ABC. Alabama's a 14-point favorite in this one. I think it's going to be Alabama a lot and often, and I don't think Oklahoma's going to have a chance.
Is Oklahoma struggling in the SEC play?
I think they are.
Is that what I'm saying?
I think that says a 1-5.
Wow, 1-5.
Yeah.
Who'd they beat?
Auburn. That's it.
Okay.
At Auburn, I will give them that. But that's it. That's all I'm giving them.
Hello. Yeah. Anyway. Wow.
You can cuss a little bit, not a lot.
I mean, the Big 12 teams that came to the SEC this year. I mean, they're batting 500. One of them doing really good, and the other one is Not doing good.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that a lot of people saw this happening. Texas was recruiting to the SEC, and I feel like Oklahoma was trying to recruit to the SEC, but they really weren't. They were honestly, they felt like they were recruiting to the Big 12, because if they're recruiting to the SEC, you do not have Dylan Gabriel leave to go to Oregon.
Hey, we said it earlier. Coaches struggle too when they come to this conference.
They do. Why do you think Lincoln got the hell out of town? You saw the writing on the wall.
Oh yeah.
So again, 6:30 this evening, ABC. We have Auburn taking on Texas A&M. They host the Aggies at 6:30 on ESPN. Okay, so on Thursday, Texas A&M was a 2.5-point favorite. There's a hell of a lot of money being put on Auburn to win that game now, because they think that Texas A&M is going to throttle them. And I would put money on A&M to cover that spread.
I'm seeing 2.5 or something. What's the spread? I'm not seeing that.
Right there. -1.
-1. Only 1 point?
Yeah.
Oh hell, I put my money on A&M.
I would too.
Really?
I don't understand. This is one thing Otis
We
and I
need to
talked
look
about.
at the injury report.
See, and that's the thing. Otis and I have talked about this on Thursday. Peyton Thorne's playing, starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing. Jarquez Hunter's playing. They have their offensive weapons that, well, I wouldn't call them weapons. They're offensive players that they've had for most of the season. But the thing is that A&M's got 2 quarterbacks. They have Marcel Reed and Connor Wegman. I do, if I'm not mistaken, though, the starting running back for A&M did blow his ACL. He is out for the rest of the season. That might be something that has to do with that. But the thing is that A&M's defense is so damn good up front. I don't understand how you can sit there and against, if I'm not mistaken, it was Vanderbilt. Auburn was only a 6-point favorite in that game. I don't understand why the Wise guys keep giving Auburn so much credit in this.
They know something we don't know.
They must.
Yeah.
They must. Again, 6:30 ESPN. LSU hosts Vanderbilt. That's going to be a hell of a game. If I told you Vanderbilt and LSU in Week 13 was going to have the same exact record, would you tell me I'm crazy?
Yeah, I would have. I'd have told you was crazy. But with that said, what's going on with LSU? Where are they hurting? I mean,
where are they hurting? Everywhere.
Are they?
Harold Perkins is gone. Top defensive player possibly in the SEC.
Right.
Hurt himself. LSU lost 2 running backs. Garrett Nussmeier's had a hell of a season. They damn near beat Ole Miss in overtime.
Right.
I think they did beat Ole Miss in overtime.
Did they beat Ole Miss? I don't know. I remember seeing part of that game.
And Brian Kelly he just lost the number 1 quarterback in the nation this week to Michigan. I thought that's kind of funny. But, I want to see Diego Pavia have a great day today. I think that he has a chance to. And I really want to – I picked if I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me bring up my predictions column from this week. I got you guys here in just a second. I'm telling you, man, this LSU game is. I got LSU 24-17 over Vanderbilt. That was my pick for today.
I'm thinking they're going to beat them by more than that. But that's why I was asking what's going on with LSU? Where are they hurting? But you answered the question that they're struggling everywhere. They're missing players.
You can't win.
So yeah, it's going to be a lot closer than I thought.
So Arkansas coming up here at 3 p.m. on SEC Plus and ESPN Plus. I've got Arkansas winning 41-13. Drake Pretty's got Arkansas 35-10. John James, some people have been calling him the prophet. He last year called the Arkansas-Florida game correct and said Arkansas was going to win on the road. He called that. Today he has 29-23 Louisiana Tech.
It's going to be 34-14.
Okay, 34-14. We're going to book it.
34-14.
Jerry Meadows has got Arkansas winning 27-19. Dudley has 27-13 Arkansas, and Otis has 31-14 Arkansas. So John James is the lone wolf in this one. But yeah, we'll have to see. And again, it's at 3 p.m. today. Man, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a good season. We've had. I'm gonna tell you what you did when you called me. You got me to watch football, more football than I probably watched in the last 20 years.
Are you kidding?
Oh no, I mean, most of the time I watch a game or two.
Yeah.
I watched the Razorbacks till I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But now this year you've actually made me watch football and actually pay attention. I mean,
I appreciate that.
So, I mean, it's been good. It's been good. So yeah, it's been fun.
And that's the thing too, is that you and I have been able to kind of we're able to go back and forth. It's nothing that's forced. It's been so natural working with you and doing this pregame show. And I think next year, if you want to do it, it's yours.
I mean, I ain't going nowhere.
Oh hell yeah! Y'all hear that first? Marshall's in next season. We're going to try something new though.
Okay.
We're going to try to do it whenever there's a hell of a lot of people in here, not a hell of a lot of not people in here. I think we might do a post-game show.
That's there you go. You want a lot of people in here? That would usually be post-game.
Okay.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
I think that might be settled. We'll have to get that clear through brass, but I don't think that'd be a problem.
I was just going to say, I mean, but so who would do, I mean, but are you saying there would not be a pregame show?
Wouldn't be a pregame. We'd do just a postgame. That'd be it.
See, but now the fans, you're I don't know if you can just do a post game show.
I did last year.
Just a post game show?
Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll get the logistics worked out.
I'd almost rather watch a pregame show than a post game show.
I know. Last year, though, I'm telling you, our numbers, they've been good this year. But the post game show doing out in the parking lot, that was actually pretty good too. They were almost even. And that tells me that if we do a post-game show in here when we have a full restaurant, I think that could be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. I mean, it'd be.
I won't be doing shots and
more
handstands on the bar, none of that mess.
Okay. we probably don't want to see that.
Oh,
but
no, physics and gravity do not work in my favor, so that would never happen.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, I thought about post-game shows earlier this season.
Yeah,
when we started doing this, but one thing I did think, I was like, for those 11 o'clock games, especially the Texas game, you need a pre and a post-game show.
Yeah,
I think it would have been good, and you'd have definitely had a lot more fans here.
Oh yeah,
a lot more people. I can't say fans; they'd be fans of somebody's, but
somebody's.
Yeah.
More Texas than Arkansas fans last week.
Yeah. So, I mean, but hell, even when we get those Arkansas fans in here, especially if it's the student body,
they can turn out.
They're all from Texas.
Yeah. They know about Torchys.
They know about Torchys.
They know
they're going to show up.
Oh, man, they are. Well, it's been fun. We will be doing this again very soon. We got some things in the works for you guys. You'll have to keep your eyes and ears out for that one. I was talking to Marshall about this pre-show. We got some fun stuff kind of lined up. I think we might have to get something set up around December 7th.
Oh, December 7th.
Limbo's coming up that
day. Okay, yeah.
Oh, Limbo says that he is happy that Marshall, you were back to watching football again.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the good part about it. The TV will be on a game all day. I don't like watching games with Carrie because she gets upset when Arkansas is playing. I'm like, oh my God, really? Yelling at the TV and stuff. I'm like, I can't watch football with you. I want to sit here and coach my way through the game. You want to sit here and yell.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what though? I mean, at the end of the day, you still have a good time. You're watching football again, and I really appreciate that. And I'm glad that I was able to help you do that as well. You know, kind of get back to your roots a little bit.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Come on up, Limbo. We'll find some 10-year-olds to coach.
Get you out of retirement. Hey, and I'm sure Greg would have been on here too, but I think he's down there winning more tournaments. He won last week.
I know,
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Well, everybody, it's been a great time. Thank you all for joining us today. And Carrie Gabriel, watch it. And thank you guys for joining us today here at Torchys Tacos and for this entire 24 football season. For Marshall, myself, Jason, take care and go Hogs. Y'all, it's time for some damn good tacos in college football. We're excited to announce our title sponsor, Torchys Tacos, for the Arkansas Football Report with Otis Kirk, and the new addition to the Hogville.net family, the Arkansas Pregame show starring former Hog running back Marshall Foreman, hosted by Jason Pattison. If you're looking for a place to unwind and call the Hogs, Torchys is the place. Torchys' location on MLK in Fayetteville is the proud host of the Arkansas Pregame show, and it will air 2 hours prior to kickoff of each Fayetteville home game. The Arkansas Football Report airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. in Rogers. Check out the full-service bar on the patio or in the restaurant while you cheer Arkansas on to victory. Torchys has you covered with the daily drink specials or the taco of the month with their queso that's made in-house fresh daily. Torchys has 2 convenient locations in Northwest Arkansas, which happen to be the only 2 locations here in the great state of Arkansas. They have you covered for some damn good tacos, and go Hogs.